Hey, fellow agents, this is Agent Smith, and we are playing Call of Cthulhu. So, this is Chapter 5, Riverside Institute. Pearson Officer Bradley followed the intruder to the secret meeting place of a cult set in new networks of underground caves right under the Hawkins Manor. They witnessed a strange ceremony led by Charles Hawkins, very much alive, and Bradley tried to arrest him, but Hawkins, whose body displayed various mutations, disemboweled the police officer as he tried to escape from him. Pierce found himself prisoner of a rockfall. Rushed to Riverside Institute, he is in critical state. So, and that's basically, I did a very long run through on the last episode, and I've been busy throughout this week trying to prep for my trip to get all kinds of stuff done, which is why you haven't seen streams from me in a while. But I'm going to try to get back on track here a little bit. Everything is going to be reduced in the amount of content I put for a while, so I'm trying to get you guys used to it. But yeah, so that's basically it. We are a detective working for like a Pinkerton style company, private detective agency though, and we were sent out to this island to find out about a murder a death at the time. We believe it's a murder now. But they were sent out there to this island to investigate this fire that killed this man's daughter and their family. And as we've done that, we started to realize there's more of a murder. We found all this secret Cthulhu and occult stuff going on deep down inside the home into a cave system where we found the husband of the family heavily mutated. That's the Charles Hawkins they're referring to. And heavily mutated and disfigured. At which point, as they state on here, the cop tried to arrest him and ended up getting his butt handed to him. So let me fix my camera. It's angled wrong. Oh, camera, don't you play with me. There we go. And down. And up. That's better. Like my face on that side of the screen. Anyway, so yeah, that was what was last we'd seen. And we are now in the Riverside Institute for Recovery. I'm glad they replayed this segment because this is exactly what we had seen. And they're just trying to take care of you. Turn my volume down just a little.
Having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong.
I swear the voices are off sometimes on the video sequences, these pre-renders. I thought it was me, but
I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave.
see, now Bradley's still alive, and that makes me question a lot.
What did you do?
He was disemboweled in front of me.
Whoa, go easy, my friend.
You were dead. He killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
As better as I'm gonna get, probably.
He was dead. Me too. We were dead. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No.
Good lord. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been recording my butt off and rendering episodes up and everything. Starting next week, you guys will be getting probably 3 videos a week, possibly dropping to 2 at some point during my time out. So, and then I'll be streaming whenever I have the opportunity,
Where am I?
which will be not nearly as often as I usually do, but hopefully you guys will enjoy the lack of constant reminders.
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us. No, please. I can't leave here.
You've got no choice, Sanders, and
This guy's got all kinds of fucking elder signs in his room.
And if I go out, he'll see me. No!
you're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I highly doubt that's gonna work. Gotta figure out how to get out of here.
This gas again.
Pumping it right into the asylum. Well, let's sleep. Gonna wait our days away in the asylum, I guess. No, man, don't get me controlling a fucking dream. Are you serious? This is a dream. Don't you even think this is real?
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams.
Oh, Lord.
They swooped over their maps in the wake of my nightly wanderings.
Here we go. With the fucking horror aspects. In my recording process of doing the VR version of Psychonauts earlier a week, I actually got jump scared by a kid's game. Successfully. I'm obviously on edge lately, apparently. This has got to be in his mind, though. He can't possibly be out of that asylum yet. I'm assuming everything we saw underneath that place could be fake. They're at least making me they're trying to make me believe that. That or these people are deep ones. And they just don't look as the normal deep ones do. They look more human. Would be the only reason that would make sense that Bradley is still alive.
I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awaken and free me.
I don't think that's going to help us to live. Freeing the Leviathan? I'm sure that there is some kind of creature in the ocean. This whole town has survived off of a gigantic creature that had been killed years ago as their last big whaling operation. Oh, somebody's freeing me.
Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait.
So the cop is helping me.
Really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
And as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Well, at least I won't look like a patient. Shouldn't looking like a patient help me? Let's see. Well, investigation expert.
I saw the nurses at work on a patient. It wouldn't be good for me to get caught.
You must avoid them at all costs. If someone
Stealth
found
mission.
out that I
Fuck
released
me,
you
I
from
hate
your
these.
room, I'd never find work in a hospital again.
So nice of you to worry about me like that.
Do not be unpleasant, Mr. Pierce. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor
Okay.
above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask more questions, but apparently I'm not asking more questions. I got my lamp back and a lighter.
What does this mean?
Reconstruction. Let's find out what's going on in here. There has to be a reason this man was taken out of here, right? Why did he put Sarah on there?
Sarah.
You can't escape.
Am I in an asylum? What did they inject him with?
Oh, I was like, what am I standing in? That's giving me yellow spots everywhere. The rest of that. Okay, I guess I'm not done investigating. Here we go.
Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors.
What, to what purpose? The paintings are cursed.
What did he write about the painting?
I just read, they said they're cursed. What did he write? Elder signs everywhere.
Why this strange symbol repeated over and over?
He's trying to protect himself. Which way to go? Well, I'm gonna check these rooms and see if I can get into them. Is that a fucking electric chair? The purpose of this place, man? Are they? Well, they're probably lobotomizing people. Anyone who doesn't follow to what they need. Anything I need before I leave here? No. That would be more frightening if I could see you in there, crazy bastard.
If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him.
Oh, the guy taped to the, or strapped to the bed. I was like, end up like who?
Poor wretch.
Creamed food.
I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them.
Okay.
As for you, gentlemen, do not disappoint me anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
You're stuck up. Stealth and detection. When an enemy suspects your presence, white markers appear.
Damn it.
This marker appears red if the
I'll
enemy
find a way to
sees
get rid
you.
of those two myself.
I told you not to let her come down. I know. Do it again.
Oh, okay. I've got hiding spots now. Hiding spots that can fuck with my head. Don't hide too much. Guy looks like he's falling asleep. Might be my opportunity to get out of here.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm gonna see if there's sleeping pills left. They've run out again upstairs.
Put a few aside for me, will ya?
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
I'm probably going to get caught a lot because I suck at this kind of stuff, but that's alright. According to this record, the patient seems to be suffering from psychosis. He's gouged his own eyes out in an attack of delirium. I can't read his scribbly handwriting, but I don't think I'm meant to.
The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs?
Not his.
Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Worse and worse. Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel.
Pulp novels are not dumb. How dare you?
It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock. Have I activated anything?
Possibly up this machine. Hopefully, this is not a problem.
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity. What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? I can still increase the load.
Looks like I've only got one valve open. That's full. There's got to be a purpose to this, and there's got to be more of these things to open up, so we're going to have to take a look around. I'll have to stay on this floor for a bit. I'm going to have to keep my eyes open for other people who are around.
You there, come here. I don't know what you're doing there, but you don't seem to be friends with the nurses. I can help you. Help me, and I'll owe you one.
How so?
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep? You don't want to leave?
No. Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here, except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah.
She gave me back my whole inventory. I've got plenty of those.
Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
Is it the noise that disturbs you?
No, it's the nightmares. We all have them here. That's what wakes us up. And afterwards, there's no way to get back to sleep.
I'll find you some pills.
Go look in the storage room. There must be sleeping pills.
Probably sleeping pills all over the place here. I would assume the patients and the people that work here probably have an equal amount of problem trying to get rest. Oh shit, okay, am I going that way? There was a guard right at the edge of the door. And I'm lucky I made it past that because I did not even see this was a corridor here.
Exactly what I need.
No one's suspicious of me being here. Do I have the skills to pick it?
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Do I have the skills within my... Hey, what's up, Andrew Mayfield? How you doing? Trying to think of ways I gotta try to figure out how to get out of this asylum, and I've got a couple of opportunities that might help me out. Wonder if I have any points that I can use. My investigation skills. 6 points from it. Well, at least I have enough to help make that a better thing. If I have anything that's a point away. Not a thing. Okay. I am as well trying to escape this asylum. And get as much information as I can while I'm here. That guy is very suspicious of me. Fuck. I can't hang out in dark places like this for too long either. Oh, is he not even coming in here? There was a key. Key to the maintenance room and a key to the guards room. Now I've got access. It is getting windy outside, man. I can hear the wind blowing on the side of the building out here. I'm in the region of the world where this storm is going to be hitting. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 1. This should raise my medicine skill. This heavy tome is the first in a series of 3 volumes and is the bedside book of every experienced practitioner. It contains all the recent advances in modern medicine. It is frequently found in the libraries of major medical universities, and it is surprising to discover a copy in such an isolated place as Darkwater. Medical tomes are the only thing that raise your medicine in this. View my character sheet. What about my character sheet? What, I just finally made level 1? I guess. My sanity is stable. Let's see. Skip through some of these things and see what's going on. I do have a few extra things. This is what Charles Hawkins looks like now. They took his photo down, in fact. They used to have him on here. You can see what he looked like before. He's alive. Despite a crude and deformed appearance, this thing looked like Hawkins. He attacked Bradley after he recognized me. What could have happened to Charles on the night of the fire? I've never seen a major burns victim in such a state. Something's not right. Yeah, because he's got fucking tentacles. That's way beyond burns. And this is the lady who's trying to help me get out. Officer Bradley's female friend working as a general practitioner at the Riverside Institute. She'd figured out that long before I arrived that Fuller was involved in illegal activities. She wants to shed full light on the nature of his experiments and believes that helping me to solve the Hawkins case could advance her own investigation. I mean, when you're in conversation with people, I had 3 options with her when I was in conversation with her. I only ended up getting a couple of them done because this actually prevents you from being if you make certain choices, it reduces how much you have to say with them. Sometimes triggers the next event right away, so you have to be real careful in conversation in this. Sleeping cultists. They are laid out on a frozen stone. One would say that they are dead, but their bodies do not decompose. Are they in some form of coma? One thing is sure, these men were subjected to a type of treatment that changed their physical characteristics. I'm not sure that we can still call them men. Extracted from my notes, apparently. These were found inside the caves underneath the Hawkins Manor. Document I just picked up, and the keys that I need. There we go. That's a smarter light to use, so I'm not putting up too much. Alright, let's keep moving. This hospital floor is fucking massive. The room I need is in there for the guy with the medicine. Note to staff. Last week's incident caused significant damage to the infrastructure, putting a stop to current experiments. This is unacceptable. From now on, the wheels of to operate the gas stopcocks must be kept in a storage room after each use. Moreover, you must keep the register of use up to date. Okay. That means I'm going to need to go into the storage room to get info on these.
The green gas leaves from here, and it runs through the whole building.
Take it. My lockpicking skills you would think would be better considering how many points I have in there. There we go. This is the first one I've been able to do. Fucking 80% dice roll. There's another power ammeter, or whatever you called it.
It's done. Now for the others.
Oh, just a second. I got a phone call.
control wheel is missing. This lever must turn on the gas machine. This valve controls the pressure.
That was my wife. Me wifey has been on a trip for the past week, so I've been taking advantage of that opportunity to get as much as I can in recording time done because of the time I'm going to be away, which is going to be much longer than that. So that's part of the reason you guys haven't seen me stream. Chances are when you guys start seeing me get on regular schedule when this happens, it's going to probably be 3 videos a week, followed by possibly, depending upon my internet connection and capability, a stream of something, not necessarily this, but a stream of something each weekend, more than likely, because my schedule is going to be all about work for a while. But yeah. Dr. Fuller, I've repaired the machine as best I can. However, the piping has been damaged and I fear that gas is escaping. I cannot do any more in such a short time. All I can do is warn you, if the equipment is put under too much pressure, there's a risk of explosion. So that seems like messing with this is just another distraction deterrent for the guards. I could set these pipes off to raise the pressure and blow this place. Filling it with tons of this gas everywhere is a possibility. Or I could just find the pills for the guy in the room that I'm heading to right now, actually, and help him that way. I've got a work trip that's going to be having me out of town for a few months, most of the year actually. So, because of that, I've been trying to get as many videos. I've already got, starting Monday, I'm going to be leaving in a couple of months, but starting on Monday, I'm trying to get my videos in order. And from this Monday on, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll receive videos on my daily content, and then I'll stream when I can for as long as I can, every day that I can until I start my trip, at which point my streams will drop to either nothing or just weekends, but that's mainly because I'm going to be busy. So, unfortunately, I'd love to be able to.
It's no use. The padlock.
I thought I had the fucking key for it. What's the point of the keys I got? Ah, jeez. All right. Guess that's not the door I got to. So, yeah. So, I've been preparing as much as I can by recording as much content as possible to get ready for it. I've already got one full game that's across 30 episodes, which will basically be about 10 weeks of me doing stuff. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. I did not realize. Oh, we've got investigation shit in here too. That's what them question marks are. Oh, sweet Jesus. To let him come over here. I don't have any place to hide. Yeah, you go away. I gotta search this room. Okay. What's up, Victor? How you doing? So yeah, I'll be traveling
With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape.
I'll be traveling for a few months, and in that time I'm trying to load my channel up with preloaded videos, so that way I'm not completely gone, and then whenever I can, I'll give you guys updates of what's going on and things like that without being too outside of what I'm allowed to talk about in my job. So yeah, fun stuff. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. Why are you checking? Why are you checking? Why are you checking? I need to turn a light on in here so I can search this better. This green fucking question mark in the corner that's underneath your guys' chat indicates that there's something of interest in here, but people keep coming in to check on me because they saw something move in this room. Yeah, it'll be fun. But like I said, I've been getting a bunch. Just one of the games I have has enough videos to cover 10 weeks worth of footage, depending on how I break it up. Either 10 weeks or even more if I do 2 videos a week. So, all right, now, hopefully, I can get a search around and find out what's triggering my curiosity. Every 5 seconds, there's someone in this fucking room. Can I get a break here? I think it's because of my footsteps. Either way, I gotta wait till this guy comes back in and to get past him if he's gonna keep roaming this hall like this. I'm gonna have to get into the other room that way. I hate fucking stealth missions, man. I so hate stealth missions. Most annoying aspect of any game.
Where do they keep their sleeping pills?
Phenobarbital.
Scopolamine, morphine, opium. Nothing but common drugs.
Sleeping pills.
My new friend's sleeping pills.
Another history of medicine for my medicine skills. The colossal work of an aristocrat from a long generation of physicians resulted in encyclopedic work on medicine of the past century. More complete than older works, it sometimes mentions in detail certain methods from Asia and Africa. The history of medicine in the 19th century. Ah, fuck me. Get out of here, you. You keep walking around. You're not suspicious about the doors that closed around him? And there's still something to investigate in that space that I can't get to. Alright, I gotta get past this guy before he fucking comes back around again. At least I got the pills for this guy to distract him with. And that guy is standing right where I need him to be, right where I need to be. Somebody actually saw me. Holy shit. Did you see me, though? Did you see me? This is gonna get mad difficult after a while. So I found that switch earlier. I want to go check and see. But it should be turning the power on these things. And it is. There's two here. And this one here turned on one of them. That one and that one. But I've got two more to figure out. To figure out what this thing does, if I even do. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Bessel69? That name. I like the way it's spelled out. I gotta refresh all of my mixer counters and stuff. Click, 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 click. There you go. Update my numbers. There's patience. There's people through that way. I can't get through this exit because that's the actual way I need to go. Is right through here. But I'm not going to be able to do that. Because everybody's looking for me. Let's check down here and see if I can find any more pipes or electrical circuits. Good, he walks a circle. I thought he was walking a circuit. And this leads to the back of this thing. Where are the green cords? Okay, so there's different cords off this thing. Each of the units. Okay, so the two I'm looking for that need to be powered up are the yellow and red ones. Let's see if we can figure out where those are headed. I want to see what this thing is going to do. The other two went around. This guy walks a fast circuit. I don't think there's anyone in here with me.
Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods. Sarah Hawkins. She was a patient here.
She had her own medical record. Sarah Hawkins was interned at Riverside for fits of insanity a while before her death. She wasn't at her first attempt with the fire at the mansion. And that... I gotta try to stay down, because apparently every step I take is loud as fuck. Which explains why the other people have been catching me. Or hearing me.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, I am. I'm playing on the Xbox. Let's see. A document attesting to the fact that Irene Sanders, wife of Francis Sanders, had her husband interned after he had shown grave signs of madness. In the matter of examination of the commitment of Francis Sanders, an insane person, to Adolph Wardell, county judge of said county. The undersigned petitioner respectfully represents and shows to your honor that Irene Sanders, a householder of this county, that Francis Sanders is an insane person, and by the reason of hallucinations is suffering from self-harm, insomnia, and repeated violence, and a proper subject for confinement in an insane asylum of this state, Riverside Institute. Wherefore your petitioner prays that you can cause said Francis Sanders to be brought before you at such place as you may direct, and due inquiry made as prescribed by law concerning the matter alleged in this petition. I'm that kind of person who finds typos and mistakes in a video game because I like to read all the shit they put in. Somebody took the time and effort to write all these little things and code them into the game.
Anthropology, nothing surprising.
Thought there'd be more value to that. I really want to go and check the clues in some of the other parts of this place. There are clues and items to find in other parts of this place. Gotta wait for that guy to come around. Oh shit, oh, go back. Saw his light coming. Hey, what's up, D-Bessel? How you doing? Oh, I see. You're twitching your mixer. Thank you for your follow on that side. Here's another one of these switches. This is the yellow one.
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
I have a feeling that this is the same thing again, too. Like, I believe it's just 3 choices for me to find to go to places. Freak out let the guy take the sleeping pills and help him, which will allow him to, which will allow me to try to escape, or possibly turn this electricity on, which will allow me to escape, or blow the pipes, all of which will allow me to escape. Let me in here for a second. It's similar. There is no combat so far in the game. I have to deal with insanity, and there's a heavier role-playing element to it. As I do things and stuff, I earn experience points that I can put into different abilities. There's dice rolls that are done on your capabilities based on how well you do. So my investigation skills are pretty high. I've got a point to spin, but it costs a lot of points to move up a level on anything. Darkness can cause you to go insane. That's why you hear my heart racing faster. And you're trying to solve a possible murder.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This particular aspect of the game right now, yes, it's very much like that, because I'm in an insane asylum here. But it's not the whole purpose of this game. But these are all people who are probably not actually insane. They've been affected by the dreams and everything else that I've been affected by. Alright, so I've got his stuff. Oh yeah, I was still looking for those red cords. Fuck me. There was still one more cord. I was paying attention to those on the ground. I completely forgot to continue with that. I have this guy's stuff that he needs, and that red cord goes into that room. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, you would think Arkham Asylum would be the proper thing in a Cthulhu world, but this is actually Riverside Asylum. We're nowhere near the city of Arkham. We're in an island off the coast of Massachusetts named Darkwater. Alright, let's see.
I've got what you want.
Show me!
There. And remember, they don't come for free.
Don't you worry, you'll have your diversion. Go on now, go hide yourself. The crows! They're everywhere! Make them go
away. Hiding. It opened up that door to the electrical plate. Hopefully that's enough. So I think that diversion was just for that aspect. Either way, I can get into this room now.
What carnage.
Oh, not such a big light. Jesus Christ, man. Why does he pull that one out every time? Stop pulling out the largest light you have. Oh, the switch I need's back here. I thought there might be something more to this place. Hey, another book. My medicine skills are finally going to go up. This last opus deals with the history of modern medicine, with the knowledge evolving very quickly since the beginning of the century. The contents of the book will prove to be obsolete in a few years, which is true. History of the medicine in the 20th century. We got all 4 of those switches for whatever that electrical thing is.
All the levers are activated.
Hopefully I can get back out of here without triggering everybody. He moved on. Sweet. Mic I'm using, this is a BM800. I forget the company name. It's a fancy blue mic with like gold what you call it on it. It's been a while since I've had this thing. I should probably update that information on there. But it's a directional mostly mic, so it doesn't really pick up anything that's on the other side well. So this TV being broadcasted regular style is not being affected, not picking up on here because of that. BT Sky. Oh, I don't know. Let me pause this real quick. Pull this cover off. I do not remember. Let me mute the mic so you guys don't get static the fuck out. It's a Florian BM800. Floureon. And then the model is Bravo Mike 800. Alright, so we got this thing fully powered, theoretically. Let's see what happens.
That should draw the attention of the guards.
Okay.
I should hide.
Fuck me. I didn't expect that to do that right now. That'll work too. That's one diversion. Now I can actually leave. Oh, Jesus. I was like, when's this guy coming around the corner? Okay, he was not distracted. Distract the attention of the guard. Distract the attention of like one guard, apparently. Yeah, it works out well. It gives a nice, clean, bassy sound to my voice. It picks up cleaner than any mic I've used, and I don't have to go through and edit anything about it. All I gotta do is use my mic. And then set the volume so I don't blast y'all's ears out. Yes, the staircase is open finally. You know what? I might have missed a whole bunch of different things here. But should I have not come in here? Maybe I should have. Oh, this is the guy that was in that other room across from me.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere.
We all have lanterns. I forget what they call them in here.
Mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
Gets to the time frame that would be that. Unlocked information.
What is the exact nature of the beast you're running away from?
You've got instinct, a sensitivity for the invisible. It puts you in danger. The creature that is pursuing me is not from our world.
After what I've seen so far on this island, I'm ready to believe you.
Don't do that! Do not believe. Or you'll end up like us all.
This was the man that was in the documents.
Sanders? The real culprit is Sarah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Flashlight, torch, gotcha.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
My curiosity drew me in here.
What can you tell
Oh,
me
whoops.
about the Hawkins?
Did not realize I was on a timer there.
You should leave before it's too late.
I inspected the scene of the fire, and something is not right. Do you think Charles Hawkins could have killed his wife and faked his own death?
What? No, of course not. He would never have done such a thing. She was the sole purpose of his life.
I don't understand. What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
It's a green screen behind me.
Destiny!
It's actually just green cloth fabric I got from a fabric store, strapped down top and bottom to a rolling hanger rack, so I can move it around as necessary. It's actually like inches behind me.
It's no longer possible to save me.
It works pretty well though. It's not perfect.
No! Sanders!
Yeah, it costs very little. I think I paid like... Damn, dude. Are you serious? Okay, this thing is definitely stronger. I didn't know it was going to go supernatural. You're going to ball him right up. Just snapped his fucking knees.
I gotta...
I need to get the fuck out of here. I don't think that gate is open.
This is insane. What killed him?
It works sometimes. It depends on colors. So colors like bright purples and pinks tend to give me... Oh, shit. More of that gas flowing everywhere. The bright purples and pinks give me trouble. I knew, yep.
Damn.
I think I should have turned those pipes before I left after all.
Yes.
I never got a chance to find the wheel that I needed though.
Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Alright, there we go. Got out of the Hawkins, this place. Pierce woke up in the asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. Excuse me, he met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape, wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme. Pierce was able to talk to the man called Francis Sanders before dying in full view of the detective. He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torment. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout, so we're back at the mansion. I like that they synopsis each of the chapters as you go. There's your Leviathan.
Who goes there?
Even though this is
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
even though this is Call of Cthulhu, I have a feeling Cthulhu isn't actually going to be in this. Let's check all this up for me. Information that just got added to me. First of all, I've got some points I can spin. Being that conversationalism is actually what I'm trying to push through the most here. Real? Only 6 points to get up? Is it 6 points between each one? Spot hidden needs to definitely improve because I missed a lot of stuff in that last place for information wise. Need 2 more points in this to increase it. Yes, keep it. Did I do it right? I don't think I did it right. There we go. And validate. There we go. Sanity stuff. These are the things I picked up. Macabre discovery. Searching through the cellars of the Riverside Institute, Pierce entered a room that was first took for a morgue, but the advanced state of decay of the corpses lay about the place quickly made him realize that he was wrong. Nothing could justify the presence of such a carnal, I like charnel, house in a hospital. The putrid smell and the total absence of respect for human life, as witnessed by this room, profoundly shocked Pierce, costing him some of his sanity. So I'm shaken. Okay. So going into that room to turn on the electricity was a mistake then, apparently. The ordeals I've gone through have left a mark, but still managed as best you can. You kept your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. Great, so I'm getting fucking more insane, which is going to be a problem. The death of Francis Sanders. The weirdness of Francis Sanders' death went far beyond anything Pierce had ever seen. Lifted off of his feet by an invisible force, the poor man's body was carried into the air before being thrown violently against the bars of his hiding place. Yeah, it's not really a hiding place, but whatever. That's where he was being held. I wouldn't consider it a hiding place. Pierce, powerless, watched the limbs break and Sanders' body crumple to the ground. During long moments of agony, the detective saw nothing that could explain this event. Weakened by his wounds and operations he could remember undergoing, Pierce begins to question his ability to tell the difference between reality and the nightmares that haunt him. So I've taken mad hits. And then, of course, I met this guy. He knew Sarah Hawkins. This is a synopsis because of the crazy talk. I love that they do this. It breaks down what their purpose was to the storyline, because sometimes it's not evident in the conversation. Francis Sanders knew Sarah Hawkins so well that that he accused her of being the source of his suffering. The man gouged his eyes out with his own hands and smeared the walls of his cell with esoteric symbols, well, with elder signs specifically. I've been doing this for just over 2 years, about 2 years, 3 months. 2 years and 2 months now. I have been producing videos on YouTube 7 days a week since the beginning too, so at least 7 days a week. And then of course I started streaming probably a few months after I began, sometime in April of 2017. I started streaming, so at that point I went from having 7 videos a week to around 8 to 10 videos a week, 10 to 12. So that's usually my content, but with this trip I've got coming up, I'm gonna have to reduce that amount. Yeah, oh yeah, there is over 1,000 videos on my channel to look through. I want to say it's close to 1,200 plus videos across about 100 and something games to watch through. More than enough content to keep people busy while I'm out, but either way, I got to keep the channel alive, because if you disappear from YouTube for too long, any chance of continuing is pretty much gone. Starting over is all you can do. I just record everything I play. It's not super interesting in my opinion, but people seem to like it, so I'm interested in the games I'm playing, and people like to watch them. And usually on my live streams, it's open world games and stuff. This is one of the first times I've done like a RPG, first-person shooter type like this. But I usually record stuff in segments and upload them. I do open world games and stuff like that has a lot of downtime in between and searching I do on the live streams. So, yeah. That's basically the only reason why I do it, is because it takes less editing to do a live stream. No, I use a Roxio Game Capture Pro HD. It's super, super cheap, but it works. It works well enough. I get 1080p out of it, so that's all that matters for me. Anyway, he seemed to be obsessed with a shambler, linked to Sarah Hawkins. He died before my eyes in circumstances that I cannot explain. And then we've got our new place. Yep, the cellars of the Riverside Institute. Strictly speaking, I didn't spend much time in the hospital. When I woke up, I was immediately transferred into the cellars of the Institute, a sort of clandestine asylum where Dr. Fuller carried out his experiments on patients without being troubled. Unknown machines sit beside anatomical drawings that are disturbing, to say the least. I just managed to escape from this place. I might not have as much luck another time, particularly considering they're probably going to be paying attention for you. Oh, there we go. Chapter 5, information. These are just the papers I already read. And knowledge books that I've already picked up. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Cleared my stuff. Let's go ahead and get this drink he was saying. Yeah, I should use Elgato. Elgato, I hear, is a lot easier to utilize. This one has a ton of hassles. Like, For me to record PlayStation 3, I can do that with this because this has component cables on it, and I have to run them on component cables. That's about the only major benefit. Holy shit, it's daytime. We haven't had sunlight in this game since I've been playing it. But that's the biggest benefit I have for component cables, because PlayStation 3 has, you have to go through converters on the HDMI to get it to actually run properly. And it's easier just to run it from component cables straight in. Like, you have to have component cables to lead out to an HDMI back in, or a bunch of other crap, because they have HDCP protection on their stuff, which prevents it from being able to record audio. You can get a picture, but you can't get audio. That's basically it.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Can I get a drink? Oh.
How's that?
You're supposed to be dead.
Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Good, thank you. I've seen your name before. I know that you're like, it turns out I'm subbed to you. Yes, you are subbed to me.
There are things.
You've been subbed for a long time, actually.
Tell us.
Yeah, I use Audacity for my recordings when I look through my recordings. All right. First of all, I need to talk to Bradley.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
Turn them up a
I have a
little.
hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Yeah, Audacity has its troubles.
Fake his own death?
You guys are going to see some horribly done audio from me soon.
That's possible.
Seems hard to
In about
Don't you have anything more
middle of
concrete,
April,
Pierce?
there's going to be videos popping up from an attempt at doing VR, because I have a VR set up for my computer, and I tried to record from it. I set it to record from the microphone that's literally built into the headset right next to my mouth, but I think it was actually pulling from this microphone, which in this case was about 3 or 4 feet away from me. So it actually sounds like I'm in a room and I'm way too far away from the microphone. I had to go through and alter the audio in Audacity to do my best to try to remove all of that noise and effect, but I did the best I could. It didn't quite work out. So, but either way. Oh, I don't have enough medicine and professional to actually say I saw him die. Are you fucking for real, dude? Okay, I've read every book in the game. It's not, I should have put so many points in that. I did not know that you're limited. That was the first time I've been limited on my answers.
You two know each other pretty
But anyway, so I fixed the audio for it, but it's not perfect. Next time I'll be more vigilant on what I'm recording the audio from.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I wasn't done talking to you. Oh my god, there we go.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
What do you remember about being in the basement of this place? I know I didn't hallucinate the whole fucking basement of this place.
The tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then...
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry.
I still think he's an old one.
And then?
I think he's a deep one, excuse me. He looks like a fucking fish.
Called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't trust him. He's very helpful and everything, and in my opinion, he looks a lot like what the deep ones look like that come from some of the other cities within this universe. Okay, let me talk to Colden for a minute.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy.
I think he's the one that's pumping that green shit into the city.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
That green shit is causing some kind of insanity amongst the people.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah
If you turn your body, you wouldn't have to like twist your neck and eyes so much. That guy's like, look at everything from the corner of his eyes like that. That can't be comfortable. I saw dead people.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines.
They're creepy, right?
Tools of all kind.
Yes.
That's why I don't trust him. I think he's helping us
Guinea pigs.
because he's been instructed to.
More akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
As a way to keep an eye on us. I saw him die. I saw a cult underneath their house. Unfortunately, he was the only other one there, and it seems like he doesn't know. Alright, so let's talk to the both of them now. This whole system of what they do on here, by the way, if you're curious on this unlock is unlocked because I found documents in the hospital that said that Sarah Hawkins was committed. If I didn't find those documents, this would be locked and I wouldn't be able to say it. This is based on how much of an investigation skill I have. And then on his side, similarly, this was based on psychology, my psychology capabilities. And it attests it, meaning that they're basically throwing a dice roll against my abilities. This one is not unlocked because I don't have enough medicine skill in it. So, and this one now will be this one's unlocked completely because of occultism. That one that had the psychology one is I'm trying to get him to say something. So they basically did a dice roll against my capability with psychology, and if it worked, he would have said one thing. If it didn't, he would say another thing. So when it says test against, it means it's testing against my stats. So your conversations can be dictated by your skills within the game. So Sarah Hawkins was a subject, a cult, an object of the cult.
They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual.
So was her husband.
One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being...
My guy talks so quietly.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing...
Did she say sea goths?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
Let's see.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
The doctor didn't do much to me.
Dr. Fuller. And a nurse.
You looked like her.
Blood.
Kinda.
My legs. The pain. I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed... demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
I have no idea.
What happened afterwards?
Whatever they put in my system has definitely made me question my own sanity in this game, which I like the fact that they've done that. The way they're reacting implies that nothing happened, but I think something really did. But then again, at the same time, they're reinforcing this so much. I don't know. I do know that gas has something to do with it.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Yeah. I might be out of a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course. He's a patient.
Yeah, thank you for sitting down, you weirdo.
I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not
He was
sure.
lifted into the air and snapped in half like a fucking doll.
Mr. Sanders died.
No one's gonna believe me, of course. Ah, choices. He called him the Shambler.
I didn't see what, but
Shambler is an old one.
was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
What's up, guitar guy?
Have I missed something here? This makes no sense.
No, my sinus has been like that
See how it can help
forever.
Dr.
I
Hawkins'
swear, it
case.
seems like I'm always sinusy.
She's involved. How could she have
This is the
murdered
sound
Mr.
of my
Sanders?
voice.
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art.
I'll look into it, Bessel.
I guess you can
I'm not
say
sure
it
I'm going to
isn't
be
his
ready for all
wife.
that kind of stuff yet. Probably when I get back from my trip.
An art collector, you say?
I'll be looking into
That's
getting
probably
expanded.
how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household,
Oh, my daily
spare
videos?
the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
My daily videos are usually recorded in a sitting. So when I have my daily videos, I'll sit down and record like anywhere from 5 to 20 videos in a row to play through a game and then put them up. So my condition in those are very different. So I haven't streamed live. This is live right now, how I feel right this moment. My sinus is blocked on one side, so that's probably what you're hearing. But those videos were probably recorded on a day I was feeling better. I don't know. Either way, yeah, you're definitely right. I don't know if I've got an allergy problem, but it's definitely something that's messing with my sinuses today. When she say the truth may be biased, we don't know the bottom of it. We don't know the bottom of it. It's weird. Better to confront the truth. Yes.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
This will affect your destiny.
Better
Well, thank you for telling me that after the fact.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll
I'm here to
find out
investigate
her husband's
a murder
death and Sarah
that
Hawkins.
was originally just an
Don't end up
accidental
in the
death.
hospital this
And
time.
we're not here to sit around being prudent.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Okay.
The other night's events has
Now you guys talk
confused
loud.
my head.
Why are in the car stuff is not able to speak that way? Oh. Yeah. I got you. I thought you were talking about my video recordings. Who am I talking to? I don't recognize the name Guitar Guy. My guitar guy. Who is a guitar guy on my job? Oh, let me see. I guess we'll just straight leave. It seems like the worst place to hang out if we're going to be trying to... Okay, straight leave. There we go. I don't recognize the name, man. I see you every once in a while. I'm not used to people talking to me directly from them. I try to memorize the names of people that come in. Like I recognize my brothers, and I recognize my my other family members that pop in here and there. Usually when people sneak in to watch me that know me, they don't say anything. They just watch me like creeps. I'm going to write it down so I know for future reference. I've been trying to keep track of all the people that I see regularly. So Pearson, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case, and they have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and a friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. Detectives go into his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. Oh, okay. Are you coming to pick if I've got the right person, are you coming to pick up this entertainment center anytime soon? If I don't have the right person, then never mind. In which case, maybe someone else. I'm bad with I'm still waking up on coffee over here. I've only been up for a couple hours.
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah.
All right, cool.
Can
I thought so.
You may.
Do you play guitar? That's weird that you'd have that. Were you a guitarist at one point?
Please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me.
Of course, this woman's here. Fucking cat.
Look who's here.
Like any good Cthulhu game, you still gotta juggle the reality of the world too.
Our paths crossed briefly. The
Oh,
brave
okay.
detective has a talent
I
for
always wanted to
sticking
get
his
into
nose
it.
into my
The closest thing to guitaring I do is rock
bump
band.
into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small
Yeah,
island, detective.
I was gonna say she seems
My
show up
island.
everywhere I go.
It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating France's death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis.
Nobody hired me for Francis's death. I'm
His
here for a
story
completely different
suggests a
reason.
link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene.
Yeah.
We'll carry on later.
You know, you can change your name. I've changed my name on this channel like 3 different times. It's a
This
free
way, Mr.
service.
Pierce. And do make yourself
You change your channel name essentially, because when you have an account, it's technically you have your own channel whether you use it or not. If you go into your settings, you can go through and change it. I need to change my name one more time because I changed it to AS:RG to change my website address.
Yesterday, I met him at the
Now that the
hospital.
website address is
He
fixed,
spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
I can switch back to the full name of the channel
spoke to
and
you
keep
about
the
her.
address the same.
That's all he talked about. Sarah
So it's
Hawkins
shorter
and her
than the old one.
paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned.
There
You,
you
on the
go.
other hand,
Now I just have to
were
find out your password.
able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Well, do I want to tell her straight up? He died screaming right before my eyes as he was twisted into a ball of flesh. I'm gonna use psychology.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met
Inevitable?
yesterday
It was inevitable for him to be lifted in the air and his legs
he
snapped
suffers
backwards.
no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind
Yeah,
words.
no worries.
Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes?
Oh, go about 50 years into the future when they start to find out the truth of insane asylums in the world. I'm gonna hold a test to my eloquence level. Share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was
Sounds like he
injured,
had something to do with it.
and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Oh.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Yeah, I don't think that worked. Well, her husband spoke of it. Let's ask her straight up.
I deduce that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about.
I would too if I seen something like that.
Center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
I feel like my microphone is like way below my head.
Painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look at yourself.
I want to say about 6 months ago.
It is my only lead at this stage.
Like right around October, November. It was overshadowed by Red Dead Redemption and Fallout 76.
Foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it.
Thank you.
Plus, it's a Call of Cthulhu game, so unless you know what Call of Cthulhu is, most people don't even recognize it. They're just like, yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Well, I got 2 more points. That means I can upgrade my skills like I was looking to do. Let's get that spot hidden skill up the where I wanted it. 2 points. This should give me an ability to see better when I get into these investigation points where they have a question mark in the screen. I'm not gonna play her piano just yet. How about we investigate her stuff before I annoy her?
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I'm sorry to inform you that you cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his internment, you signed a discharge, allowing me to dispose of this body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. She already got a letter of his death? They're quick. Hand curry that shit.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Okay. There we go. Reconstruction. I was like, when are this investigative skills going to come kicking in? Now she's going to look at me like I'm insane because I'm probably just standing around. Yo. There we go.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists.
What are they triggering me to next? This is the hardest part of these investigation things. They put you into them, but you have to figure out what they're trying to point you to next. It's usually in color, but...
Sanders' accession register.
What's up, Gino Saji?
Beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
It's probably a Shambler you're seeing.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
That painting looks alive, man. Is it just like that because he doesn't know?
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
It's probably horrific. Can't even see it in this.
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make
Yeah, it's pretty new. This is like the fourth or fifth Cthulhu game I'm aware of. McDonald's Wi-Fi, that's the way to go. Can I actually see this thing now? It's gonna fucking rip my mind a twain. Apparently. Ripped his eyes out after seeing it, so...
The Shambler. I need to see it.
I must see the painting. Where is she hiding it? That's good. More medicine. A breviary of medicine. This second volume is in the series covers everything from gas gangrene to trench nephritis. In addition to a precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. The incredible complexity of this book reserves it for medical experts. Either way, my medicine is up. Now I'm gonna go play with her piano. Played it quietly. I could make a song with 4 notes. Now I'm gonna go around. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to go and examine the painting anyway. Did she even tell me where it was? I should probably pay attention to these people in their conversations a little closer. Okay, that's my sanity fucking with me right now. Because there was blood on that painting. Right out of the side of her head that just disappeared when I got closer.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Sanders session number 1, an audio recording that Francis Sander left for his wife, Irene. Could you trigger? So there we go. Beeswax.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except the burner.
This is actually the Xbox One version.
Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids. time I shut my eyes.
I have played the 360 one you're talking about, Dark Corners of the Earth. I think that's what you're referring to, Jedi. Jedi Minnam. I'm out of coffee. Boo. I actually have Dark Corners of the Earth. And then there was 2 that came out on the PC way back in the day, back in the, I want to say early 90s, late 80s. I haven't completed Dark Corners of the Earth. That game, every time I get stuck in the same region, I can't remember what it was. It's been a long time, but I get stuck in that game every time I play it. One day I'll go back to it. I actually do want to finish it. Playing for you guys forces me to complete the games that I play. Let's start rummaging through her house. And hopefully not seeing any more crazy shit. Oh, cat's still here.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come
The
looking
sexual
for in this
tension is
gallery?
palpable. I'd never beat her in a test of eloquence. Gotta verify the paintings are for a buyer.
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie.
Never
Learn how
works.
to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
That would be a failed attempt, which also made me lose a couple of other conversation options, but that's alright.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
I'll take that one.
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
I suppose. You're a fucking criminal lord in this place. Would you read the book? Why is it a choice? Yes, read the book. This is going to affect my destiny. Okay, that's why they asked me. It's a kind of a Malleus Bestiarum, excuse me, Volume 2. I think I'd seen a Volume 1 before. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Dark Corners was troubling for me because I kept getting stuck in the, I want to say not the safe. I kept getting stuck in the storehouse was my problem in that one. Trying to stealth my way through a section of the game. It wasn't well done at the time. I think I played a PC version though, not the 360 version of it. Got an achievement for picking up this book. It's a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Well, whatever. It increased my occult, and that's all that I'm trying to do. It did exactly what I wanted. Although my destiny is getting worse, and I just lost some more sanity. I really gotta stop looking at occult shit. The more my sanity goes down, the more this game becomes. I guarantee by the time I'm done playing this, I'll be dead or in an asylum forever. Pierce read an ancient treatise, the Malleus Bestiarium. The bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world or parallel dimensions. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. As usual. Rip it open. Hey. Now I can get to the gallery easier. Thank goodness my strength was good.
An old diary.
A Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 3. This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on this island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their visions as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. At least they're letting us go through all this stuff.
For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
It says, Dear Francis, I beg you to give all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If your friendship has any meaning for you, our friendship, should I say, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the shambler. Sarah Hawkins. You're blocking my way, woman.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
I'm not your sweetheart, lady.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. I wonder what the purpose would be. He just assumed it is. What's this on the floor? Another book. The Whale and the Cod. The Whale and the Cod, or A Brief History of Darkwater by Erwin Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of this island. It's useful information for this place.
I could use one of those.
More sleeping pills. Everybody's on sleeping pills in this city. They're all having nightmares, is probably why. At least I got that key. If I didn't have strength, I would have had to pick this lock. Or possibly find another way in. But now I'm in his private gallery. Here comes the insanity. This guy was definitely into some cool shit. I mean, crazy shit. What was the purpose of that? It didn't even do anything.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
This is some H.R. Giger fucking Clive Barker style stuff. I could think of a couple more writers actually that do this kind of that base their stuff in H.P. Lovecraft's style. Even Stephen King has a little bit of a Lovecraftian style to his work.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
To protect himself against all this other crazy shit. Why is he interested in these freaky fucking statues and all these old tablets? This man was trying to bring something back. Oh, oil for my lamp. Huh, think it's useful. I don't check these because these are hiding cabinets. This implies I'm going to need to hide. But if I go into them, this is what happens. Just in case you're curious as to why I'm just skipping over these. Now I'm going to get out because the darkness makes you go crazy. Doesn't want to do anything. Weird. I still haven't found the Shambler. Look at this Cthulhu lion.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Damn straight. And it's a fucking wicked art gallery, dude. This is where you hold your Halloween parties. Of course, back then Halloween wasn't done like it is now. More oil. Why are they giving me so much oil? Everything about hiding spots in oil is beginning to make me afraid of what's about to happen. Alright, here's this Shambler painting. Let's just go look at it. Oh wait, there's something on the ground back here.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
I thought I saw it earlier, but it's an Elder Sign dagger. Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric, he keeps calling it that. It's a fucking Elder Sign. It's not an esoteric symbol. A recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Get it right. Know your occult. Jesus. He's even referred to it as an Elder Sign, or someone did to him earlier. Alright, let's look at this painting and lose my mind already. This guy looks like John Wick. I don't know if you noticed that. John Wick circa 1934. I knew this shit was gonna go down. It's evident. Video games are so freaking obvious, man. Shambler's coming through. And again, ain't nothing happening. I'm probably losing my fucking mind again. You think he looks like something more from Oh, it goes by. Does it go by sight? You think this is more like something from Heavy Rain, huh?
What the hell was that?
I have no idea, but I want out of this room now. It would be the picture of the Shambler. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna die in here, by the way. One handsome motherfucker, I agree. I need to see what it said about this thing so I can step forward with this. Keep my points. I'll worry about reading about these people in a moment. Clues. Nothing crazy. Alright. There we go. Dimensional Shambler comes from the dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and allow it to rip you open with its claws. So I just shouldn't have looked at it. Alright. I'm just going to walk away. Nope. I'm not looking at you. If I don't look at you, you don't exist. Damn it, it doesn't work like that. Your writings were incorrect. How dare you mislead me with your diary? Alright, skip that. We've already seen this segment. Alright, so I'm going to have to hide my way out of here. I'm hoping I can even leave. I have doubts. I have doubts. There isn't a fucking place to hide on this side. Crap. Crap. You would think light would help. I don't think hiding is going to make a difference for me. Other than make me lose my mind even faster. It's not even in this space anymore. Open, open, open. I can't touch the door? Alright. I gotta find another way out of here. Am I lighting candles, or do I gotta find that weapon that he has? I bet you that's what it is. One of these daggers, and I don't remember which one it was I saw. I think it was on the left side, the one that I couldn't touch every time I tried to touch it. Must be what I'm looking for, which is behind him.
What the hell was that?
In that general direction. I'm gonna see if lighting this helps me at all. I get the feeling it won't. Run, run, run. Hey, buddy. Yep, it don't make a difference. Don't turn the lights on. Don't hide when he can see you. I'm getting it. This is the first time I've actually had to deal with anything in this world. Everything has been just investigation and conversation. No real problems. So I need to stay in the darkness. I need to keep my eyes off of it for the most part. Just enough to know where it is. And I need to get across to the other side of this gallery. Where the fuck is it? Fuck me. Fuck me again. Why don't you shamble faster? Ha. Ha ha. Don't come in here. There's no need to come in here. Just keep on walking. My guy needs to calm the fuck down. I know I basically gave him a hug a couple times there, by the way. No, you said that a little while ago. He's just gonna hang out on this side of the fucking place, isn't he? And I'm starting to lose my shit. I gotta get out. Give me that dagger.
Damn. Did it hear that?
Oh, it heard that. Oh, it heard that. Okay. Well, I got the general idea. Oh, lordy. I hate when they give me this kind of shit. I gotta figure out how to get through this thing. Walking seems to be fine for the most part. And that thing that keeps popping there in the beginning is just a lantern.
Damn. Did it hear that?
It did hear that, but I'm hiding right now. I'm hoping it will pass on. Keep on walking. Pick a direction and keep on fucking walking.
Maybe I can use this dagger.
I don't know how to use anything because they've never taught me how to use weapons. I should become a streamer one day. Alright, let's do this. I gotta balls up and try to fight this thing. How do I can defend myself with it? Can I attack with it? Don't put that out. That's not the one I'm looking for either. Okay, I gotta find a specific dagger. This is the one. Nope, that's not it either. This is the one. One of these daggers. Fuck, I wish I was paying closer attention when I went looking through in the first place. That's what it is. I need to find the right one. That looks like the drawing he gave me. I need to take a look at that drawing again, which is in my inventory, and then find the dagger that is representative of it. If it's not putting two together. Where do I have my clues? Okay. It was twisted like this, and it had an elder sign on it. Hopefully the elder sign is visible, but I think this is the one I need. This is gonna, I mean, he wouldn't have drawn that. The game wouldn't have posted this as a drawing that is of purpose to me if it wasn't of purpose to me. And there's like 6 or 7 in each room. Not that one. Not that one. Nope. 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 It's gotta be this one. It is this one. Grab it.
This dagger looks different.
Get in this thing before he comes through. And then hopefully attracting his attention to me with this thing on before he gets a chance and defend myself, since I can't seem to attack with it, will do it. So I had the right one in the first place. I had the right one. They don't show you how to actually utilize this thing. The painting. Let's try using it on the painting. These are the times I wish I could pull out my phone and just whip out a fucking guide to help me with this kind of stuff if I get stuck trying to figure something out. Okay. Cross to the other side. Let this thing shamble its way through.
This dagger looks different.
Different than the other daggers because it's got that symbol on it. He's going to investigate. Let him do his investigation. And then I'm going to try to get to the painting and see if I can shred it with that. Because it seems that it's obviously not going to physically defend me from this thing. Oh, fuck me. Let me get to the painting. Just let me get to the painting. Aha! It only took me like 6 attempts to figure out what the fuck I was doing. How now? You were not taking me in there with this thing. That's what you get for painting shit from Riley. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Don't fucking cut your hand.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, thank goodness. Just losing my sanity, it's all good.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
It is not alcohol that caused
I
that.
saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yeah, the thing.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
No, you don't. Don't you patronize me.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
Nowhere.
It
Although I think I
my
should
life.
keep it.
It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Okay.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
No, it is
Take
not.
it as payment for being my canary.
It past 12 it is. I can go drink now.
Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Time to fill my flask. I'm gonna take a quick break for a smoke here, so I don't lose my fucking sanity while playing this stuff. I know it's a video game, but you know, I don't know about how much you guys are into H.P. Lovecraft stuff, but I've been reading his books ever since I was little, watching the movies, reading the books, playing the games. I am very, very much a Lovecraftian. And it's this stuff I'm used to knowing information about and seeing some versions of it. That is the way a Shambler is represented. So these stories are familiar to me. Although this one was originally created, thankfully, for once, based in the universe. It's actually based on the pen and paper role-playing game. But anyway, so in that last one, for anyone who somehow popped in the last few seconds, I do have my view counters here. Let me go refresh each one here. There we go. Got one on every surface. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. A huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, not really a hard fight, it was more like figuring out the puzzle, the detective managed to send it back to the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless bookstore. Of course it is. Pierce decided to pay the library a visit. Now, I'm going to stop for just a second so I can get myself a drink, as I just said. And also, probably finish that shitty beer in there as well. But anyway, and have a quick smoke. I'll be right back, and I'm going to put this into be right back mode. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was trying to get a drink together. I figured the most appropriate drink for a world like this is a delicious Kraken and Coke mixture. I had to go in and change my stuff. Oh, sweet. I've been working on my PlayStation Classic and getting it modified, and they're about to drop an update that's going to make it a whole lot easier to do. But I got myself some delicious Kraken and Coke mixed together in my cup to go ahead with this. It seems like an appropriate mixture for a Cthulhu game. But let's go ahead and move forward. To answer your question, Jedi, I use Restream.io. If you send your stream to that website, they can then bleed it out to every other place out there. So if you check out that website, it's actually pretty cool. They're able to take your feed and spread it out to everybody else that you want to. You can actually send to every service if you felt like it. That's also part of the reason you guys have a minor delay in the time it takes for a message to pop up on screen. At least certain services do. But now the YouTube channel is updated in the for the video thumbnail. I didn't realize. I realized when I was on my break that it still said episode 1 for this, which it is not. So we're at the bookstore for this guy that sold this dagger to the man that we were just at, to the owner of the painting.
An old diary.
It's another one for the pastor. There's another volume for this. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. I find that these diaries being hidden all over the place is kind of weird. Everywhere we go. What's this?
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams.
Sigmund Freud.
It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
And also an obsession with penises. This practical work written by Sigmund Freud, the for psychologist. That's a weird sentence. For psychologists with an S. Typos is the reason why I read everything. Describes the techniques and analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. But it's an increase in my medicine. So we're looking for the person who owns this place, hopefully. He can help us to find out why. Information on the Elder Sign, particularly. Darkwater History by Harry Campbell. The 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. And everyone in this town ate from this thing for a long time, which implies that they may all be infected, which is part of the reason I believe that this town is actually controlled by deep ones. Oh, I did. Did you not catch that message? Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. No, so I stream to a service called Restream.io. Restream.io takes in your stream and sends it out to everybody that you want to send it to. So I send my stream to Restream, then Restream takes their service and spreads it out to whoever I wish, and I chose Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer, as I like to do with all their services, because I like their three main services in my opinion. So there is a bit of a delay that happens because it has to bounce off their server and then out to your guys' servers, but that's how I'm able to stream to 3 people at once. It's useful. if you have more than one company you go through. I use YouTube because YouTube databases every live stream that you make, permanently puts it down for into the logs, so I don't have to go back and do any work with it. Another Darkwater history, Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. That's 2 books. I'm glad I found them in order, or was that intentional?
What happened here?
I don't want to reconstruct yet. Can I come out of there? I have to. Yes? No? I wasn't done checking the rest of this place out before I go in there. Here we go. Before I go in there and reconstruct. A Handbook of Anatomy and Dissection, book number 2, precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume. The book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. More medicine skills. My medical skills are going to be through the roof. Alright, I think that's everything. It looks like everything. And now I can go and check this investigation of what happened here. I've also got some spot hidden items. That green thing in the corner behind your guys' text.
Where did they break in from?
So yeah, that's how I do that Jedi Minam. I actually, oh, it's going through the whole entire building. Okay, investigate.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Somebody busted in and cut themselves breaking into this place. Well, this is going to be a big investigation. This room is huge. There we go. I got to find things lit.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Naked? I guess it is a regular footprint. If I try to go anywhere where it's like this, it blocks me from going in, so it's trying to keep me in a space of investigation. Anything that has color to it is something that I need to look at.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
He might have been injured or has some sort of freakishness about him. Oh, I can't light the area. He stole something from behind this painting.
What killed all these animals?
All these mice? Is that mice? And roaches. Huge roaches.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
One that don't give a fuck. Nudity. I'm gonna put a nudity warning on here now.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
The elder sign probably hurt him. Cultism.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
So Hawkins tried to get into it. I can use my occult.
Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins.
Yeah.
Where did I see it?
Everywhere I've been. How do you not remember the symbol? Are you fucking serious? It was in the insane asylum. It was in the house. It was underneath the house. It's been everywhere.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
The Necronomicon? Can I get into the safe? Not done yet, huh? Right. That would be funny if that's what was going on. Okay, something is still triggering. Oh, this is the only thing I don't like about these sequences. Something is still triggering as important for me to check, and I can't go into these regions. It has to do with what I was looking at in that room. But, oh, here we go, on the other side.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Everything. Now I can leave. You can't leave a reconstruction until you find every piece, and I've found that to be difficult sometimes. On top of that, I still have a hidden object of some kind in this room to check. Oh, look at that. I pulled my lantern out when I was in here. That's craziness. So I pulled the lantern out, but I was in investigation mode while I did it. I didn't think it would actually run. Let's keep on checking around. There's something hidden in here.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
The key of Relay. Everybody pronounces it differently. I say Relay. File. This key that bears the Elder Sign, for the millionth time, I know what the fuck it is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, though, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an ancient Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. More typos. They never expect anybody to read everything. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. That's what I'm going to be doing, because I could use that. So there is an Elder Sign protection, and it probably is inside there, but we'll take a look at the rest of these. The old ones is a reference to gods. The idea that this earth was created, and then there were gods that existed in the universe long before humanity came along. Things like Cthulhu, the Nameless One, the Yellow King, the Shambler. All of these things existed before we ever came onto this planet, or it came into an existence, and they live deep within the ocean in the Antarctic and things like that, hiding away. It's that's the basis of most Cthulhu and Lovecraftian lore. Let's keep checking around.
Is everyone on this island taking sleep?
It seems like it. Every place I go. It makes you wonder if the sleeping pills are something that's causing this. Let me shut these drawers. Nothing in this one. Another book. Handbook of Anatomy and Dissection. At least that can be said about this book, is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of a human body and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. It's actually how I learned how to draw when I was younger. I learned how to draw the human body using anatomy books. My mother was a nurse, and she had a lot of anatomy books around the house, and I would go through them when I was little to learn how to draw people better. It looks like there's something behind that, and there is. Oh, a document. I thought it was a lever.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. I actually can if somebody finds this memoirs, but I'm going to read this side because it's easier. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in the plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I could ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of the Miskatonic University. One of the locations listed, written about in Lovecraftian books. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor suffer from your actions. From you actions. Drake. Okay, let's see if we can try to get in. I don't think I have the numbers now, but it's worth a try. And I have to take a look at each one. Change the lock as I go. I can't validate. Egyptian, huh? Huh. There's still a spot hidden. Oh, look at this. Oh, there it is.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not.
Shape of a dog. That's a fucking assumption. A strange amulet. The pendant is the shape of a large dog, and I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. The Hound. More occultism. At least I found all the stuff in here for that. It's not in the book. Nope, okay. So there should be something that has to do with Egyptian. Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got a lot to search now.
Arkham editions.
Arkham Anthology Volume 9. Azathoth and Other Horrors. A collection of poems by Edward Pickman, as of the Pickman Gallery, which is another book written by Lovecraft. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, this collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. As I get drunker, it's going to be more fun to try to read all this shit. I'd have to say. So, the Pickman Gallery was a book written by H.P. Lovecraft that had to do with a man named Pickman who had, similar to the artist that I went to his house before, or similar to the woman in this island, Sarah Hawkins, was making paintings and things of people and things that he saw from the other world. And so he lost his mind, cut the paintings open. I think he even flayed his own skin. I believe they were painted in human blood. On flesh canvases. There was all kinds of madness to it all. But it's an interesting book. I haven't read it in years. Not since I was a kid. It's been like 20 years since I've read that book.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Arkham Anthology on Isis Unveiled, a book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection, blah, 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 blah. Same thing that says on the end of each one.
Another volume.
Yeah, I agree. Cheers to you as well. It's time in this country, in my part of the world, that we can have some drinks. This is a book of spells, a key of Solomon. Ooh, that has to do with the Yellow King, if I remember correctly. A book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. That's a re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on the L.W. de Lawrence originals. See, that's those three.
Arkham editions.
This guy has like every fucking Arkham book there is. Massa de Requiem per Shagai. Shagai is another old one, or a creature, an elder god, or an old one. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti Bradiguerra. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. And if it has to do with the play of the Yellow King was concerning a play that would literally cause you to go insane by the third act. Each act would get progressively worse, and by the time the third act, no one survives the third act is essentially how it goes.
How many volumes are
The Prophecies. A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone, and Theophilus Widebridge. Excuse me. The Shadow of the Comet was one of the Cthulhu games that came out on the PC. I think deals with a lot of that astrology stuff.
Another volume by
Corpus Hermeticum, written by Hermes Trismegistus. Oosh, jeez. Saying some of these names. Translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, popular text among 16th century alchemists. One of these is going to give me the information I need. This guy has the this is like the entire fucking collection of Cthulhu and Cthulian mythology.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Owera Linda. An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover, that our alphabet is derived from Frisian language. That might have to do with, I can't even think, Shub-Niggurath and Nyarlathotep, I think is how it's pronounced. It's been a bit, but there's a lot of Egyptian background to this stuff too. Things that should not be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor of the Miskatonic University. I say it like I'm Popeye or something. Right, that's all the books they have here. I think that's all the books they have here.
Another volume by Arkham.
Should be
Arkham editions.
Things that
Never heard of him.
Oh, oops.
How many volumes are
got it.
Another volume.
Okay, and I know I got everything on the bookshelf, including the very bottom one.
Arkham
Yep.
editions.
Okay.
Never heard of him.
Arkham editions. Never heard of them. More stuff.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide.
Drake cylinders. Cylinders 2 and 3. I still have one more. Now, I could technically guess the last number if I have 2 of the numbers on these cylinders. I'll have to take a look at them in a second, but I'm going to take a quick run through of all the shelves. Another medicine book. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of this time. This book, which concludes the series, the third one of the ones I've found, shows that it is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. My medicine skills are going to be through the roof. You cannot level up occultism and medicine with your points that you earn through playing the game. You have to earn them, earn upgrades by reading the books or finding occult items. That's why I'm so thorough in searching everything, because those particular skills are going to be the most useful to me being able to survive. I seem to be finding more medicine books, which would lead you to believe that I'd go with a more scientific approach to all of this. But based on the fact that I've got those 2 cylinders, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, what's this?
A kind of chalice.
A goblet. This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? I'm surprised the thief didn't try to take that. That would be of value if it's made of real precious stones, real rubies and such. What's this now?
Things are not looking good.
Oh, in this chess game? Well, if I could tell what direction by which they're going. Like, they're missing a king. Someone already lost. There's a missing king on this table. This game is already lost if there's only one king. Anyway, a Vitrola. Oh, sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, we listened to Cylinder 1 while we were in her house.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our white queen
vodka.
and their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
That'll be what I switch to later. We have this delicious vodka that tastes like sweet tarts already. It's like the most awesome pink and blue container I've ever seen.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
I don't either. I've read through his books so many times. It's hard to get through.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
These don't help me. But it's good that they allowed me. I'm assuming that means one of the books I need is what I'm looking for. The chess piece doesn't seem to have anything.
Queen has little protection.
Who cares about the queen? That makes no sense. What does it fucking matter? I need to bring a torch up so I could see, just in case there's things hidden in the dark. Sometimes it helps for spot hidden.
The chalice of knowledge.
So now I know more of it.
The chalice of knowledge.
Thank you for hosting me.
The queen has little protection.
It doesn't help me any. Oh, oil. I'm seeing if the light will make a difference here. Sometimes you can find things when you light the space when you're walking through it. My guess is I need to find the book that he was referring to. Oh, what's this?
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Cultism. That's good to have. It's still not what I'm looking for. And it's good to have found his cylinders, but that only kind of guides me to a book. Might have to take a look at them in my inventory. Oh, what's this? Would you read? Yes, because I am so curious onto the occult in this world.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
It's another bestiarium. So this is the first one. I found the second one in his house. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of. That's the shambler that we had seen. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Which all of this is leading to my sanity being dropped. But you know what? It is increasing. It is increasing my my stuff. I wonder. Okay, so we got one of two things. First of all, let me go check. I'm going to go check my inventory of information I have here. Either something within my information is helping me. I get an achievement every time I find a book. Got 2 points and nothing that needs 2 points, so I'm not worried about that. My sanity is continuing to drop. Ordeals you've seen through left you marked. And each of these books is pushing me further. Meeting the Shambler. Inhabitants. Riverside senior physician Dr. Fuller reigns as undisputed master of the Riverside Institute and of its cellars, in which he carries out illegal experiments on his patients. I don't know what he has done to me, but I shouldn't be back on my feet so soon after my fall, when the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion caved in, if they even caved in. This man is dangerous, and I'd swear that he knows more about all this business than he's willing to tell. Then Irene Sanders is the wife of the man who owns this store, or the wife of Francis Sanders, should I say, who died in the hospital, but he bought a dagger from the man who owns this store. It's clear that she holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband, but what I don't understand about Irene Sanders is this mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before his horrid death in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I'm mainly here, by the way, to find out about these two. That's actually the purpose of coming to this place. All right, let's see. Sanders' residence. The Sanders house, on all its shades of red and gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. The faced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room, I will never be able to forget. In the nameless bookstore where I am now, I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, that's the name I've been looking for. The owner prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary, and it holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by ancient symbols. And these are the occult items I've gone through. I'm not going to read through each one of these, but because that's just information that we've literally gone over. But I'm trying to find something that'll hopefully in the clues. I read these things because sometimes the clues give you extra information. Be funny if that number there was it. It's a key that bears an elder sign. How far do I feel? I feel like I'm probably only a third of the way through this game, to be honest with you. If you mean by that. Now, if you're referring to how I feel as in having drinks, I feel okay. 10342, 342, 342. All of them say the same. I'm just trying to figure out what is going to give me the information to the code, and the code having to do with the books. There was one of these that mentioned...
And these red drops, like precious stones...
Nope, that's not it.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed. Set. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the
That's not it either.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our white queen from their...
On the game, I think that
I see our number dwindling.
I think that I am probably about a quarter to a third of the way through this. Maybe even further. It might be half.
Dear friend,
this one about the Arkham editions. He mentioned a book that might help me.
Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
I think that was the first book. Anyway, I need to figure out this fucking code, and that's what's bugging me to try to open up this safe. It will not move forward.
What did Drake say about this?
Remember, it was this book. But it doesn't show it like it's items in my inventory, does it? No, it does. 2, 3, 4. That is it. There it is, knowledge. But are they just going to say the same thing that I already know? They're not counting them. It's just the stuff that I've picked up. Well, at least it's cleared, so my inventory shows that I'm done. Oh, Lord. I could do this all day. Let's just be obvious. Validate. No. Let's try 342. No. It clicks like it's right. Fuck me. I have no idea what else I'm trying to find in this place. And that's where this is going to become complex. I hate having to look shit up, but I might have to find out. I might have to look this shit up to figure out what I'm missing. They say a genius is going to be needed to figure out this information, and I am not a genius. There's not much more I can find from in here, and I can't leave this location until I figure out what it is for the puzzle. I could literally pass through every number in the system, and that would eventually work. But that's a cheap way of doing things.
The Queen has little protection.
I'll see you later, Jedi. Did you ever figure out this safe?
chalice of knowledge.
I feel like there's something in all of this that's going to lead me to know what I need to know. Let's try. If there's a number in each one.
Precious stones lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from
Red stones in number 1.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
I'm going to count the number of red stones.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their
The white
dark
pieces,
I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension
which could be
grows.
2 numbers on the
We
board.
now refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
And
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me.
Volume 9,
Azathoth and Other Horrors.
and possibly a number within Azathoth.
I never tire of browsing through.
I'm going to try this number. I think I've got the code. I think it has to do with what he said on these 3 things. The number of red stones, the number of white pieces on the board, and either the number 9 or something within that book. So let me try that out real quick. The number of white pieces on the board is 4. The number of red, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, starting from the crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 red stones, 4 white pieces on the board, and it's probably the number 9, but I'm going to take a quick glance at the book one more time because it's on my way anyway.
Drake talked about a particular
And
volume.
the possible numbers are 1, 9, 0, and 8, but probably because it's the 9th book. Let's try that out. So we got 5, 4, and 9. Damn you. 1. None of these seem to be opening. 908. Why did it move me just then? Did I miss the number? I think it's 9. Did I miss the number correctly? White pieces on the board. We must protect our queen. Because there's too many of the black ones. There's 4 white pieces on the board. There's 3 extra ones on the screen, so that could be 7. And did I miscount the red stones?
Chalice of knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. There's no other stones on this thing. It has to be 5. That or for some reason it's not functioning properly. Why is it not doing anything? Oh, sweet Jesus.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
None of the information on this is leading to me to anything. There's nothing written on this thing that would imply that there's something else. I appreciate you saying yes to that on Jedi. I feel like I'm a fucking idiot on this. I have no idea what I'm trying to get done on here, and I do feel I'm on the right track, but I just don't know. It doesn't make sense. I hate having to do this, but I'm gonna have to check. Fucking retarded. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Let me take a look at this, what they're talking about. When they said defending the White Queen, that's specifically what they were referring to. The number of pieces defending the White Queen. That's what it was. So they don't count the Queen as one of the members of the table. That's fucking stupid. I had to go look that up because I'm like, I got the fucking answer. Give me the freaking items in this safe. Oh my goodness. There's 3 defending the Queen, so the Queen doesn't count as a piece. That is so stupid. Well, I mean, it's exactly what he said, but it's still stupid. This seems like an anti-Necronomicon, because I don't think the Necronomicon has an Elder Sign written on it. Thank you for your yes to guide me in the right direction, though, Jedi. I'm glad that you thought forethought to actually mention it. I appreciate your help in that. I feel like an idiot sometimes doing these puzzles. That was a good one, though. It really required you to research and think. I'll be reading that book, man. This seems like a bad idea. That took way longer than it needed to. I want to say that it took close to 45 minutes to get through. Chapter 8. Back in the Riverside Institute, I knew it would be. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find that what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. It irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body back in the safe. Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, I know you mentioned it before. I was like, I know you were talking about Dark Corners before. It just seems weird that there was a safe in both games, I guess. I do got to get back to that game. Dark Corners of the Earth is surprisingly holds up to this day. Graphically and everything about it still looks good in comparison to a lot of the stuff that comes out this day. And I don't know if it's because this day and age we're so into retro games and all the stuff that looks older that maybe because of that people don't notice how crappy some stuff used to look before. But to me, it still looks like a good game, like graphically. And gameplay wise, it's actually a little bit more action filled than this, but this type of game series isn't about the action. It's about the research and the interest in the lore. Oh, my cats are all hanging out here, sleeping on the couch.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy.
Who am I in?
He asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me.
I'm in
not
Holden.
anyone.
Okay.
Our stock is empty. Yet
I mean,
again.
Colden, excuse me.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body."
She's infected.
So, doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
That's probably the most worthy over Dr.
Beyond
Fuller.
my comprehension.
What did you find?
Limb is worrisome. He's got an alien in his belly.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Well, yeah, but he's got something in his stomach then.
This man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
He's infected with an alien, a chest buster.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
He's severely
I see
dehydrated.
signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion.
He's a deep one.
But that doesn't explain his condition.
He's a deep one.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
Nothing.
What
Just
I'm
looking.
doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
Let's see.
I've seen suction cups on his fingers.
Yep.
His falling body temperature. His dehydration. Had I only read the report, You know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
I've concluded that he's becoming an animal.
These are the attributes of
an octopus.
An animal.
Fascinating.
Or a squid. Cephalopod, yep.
Be more precise. Cephalopod, perhaps.
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Was that a threat?
Sounds like it.
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
Here on this island, the chances of him getting out of this place.
Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I doubt they'd be in his office.
About that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Oh, Mum's the word, though. Consult the diary. What do I have? I found a book at the bookseller's safe. There was something wrong with it. It smells of death, petrification. This is not helping me. Get into Fuller's office. There it is. I'm like, can I kick a little something to just get into his office? Alright, there's no details. Well then. I have freedom to walk the place, so I guess that's good.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Word. Did I pull her away from something I needed over here? Yep. Oops. Yes. No. No, I didn't. Okay.
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Huh. Checking on all these patients is showing even more evidence that this guy's doing some crazy shit.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Gotta constantly turn this up.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Irene Sanders' medical file. A file describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered the Riverside Institute, as well as the treatments administered to her. Fuller added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest that she needs. She was in the hospital too, huh?
Mrs. Sanders?
Huh. That might explain her disassociation, or disassociativeness, should I say.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Huh. Dead kidneys. Don't mean to make you guys dizzy from my moving around so much. I'm trying to take a look at all this stuff.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
Yeah, that fucking green shit everybody's spraying everywhere.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Whoever was here is gone. No one there.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him.
Why is
The
his
stress
skin
makes him
blackened?
hypoallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
Okay.
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling.
You gotta do what I asked?
His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Kill him. I mean, keep taking care of his wounds. I don't know what more he can do. This patient has been mistreated. Yep.
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
Oh, why did I say that so dickishly? She's been nice through this whole game. She's like, do you got a fucking degree? Do it. Do it now. Alright, I'm going to take a look over here to see if there's anything of value to this area.
What is the boiler room key doing here?
Take it. It probably has a purpose to what we're doing. Alright, well, I've checked every patient in here, and that's obviously not what we're here to do. Let's take a look around at the hospital.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long.
Hey.
Almost no patients here.
Ethan.
Marie,
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course.
Medication.
Why?
Everybody's on something. I'm a psychology master.
You're not here for treatment.
Apparently she's got better skills than I do.
Obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night.
Have some sleeping pills.
It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
Everyone in town.
No one has ever seen
every
anything
descendant of the people who ate
like
of that
I'm
whale
mad.
or that creature.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I think it might be a
I
combination.
don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh, there's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
I think it's a combination of the fact that he's pumping that green gas throughout the town to everybody that has to do with it, and a partial thing to do with the history of this town with that creature that they pulled up with the whaling ship. That whaling ship said they brought it up, and everyone in the history of this town is related to the families that ate in a feast from that creature.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Huh. Hey, nurse.
Dr. Colden.
Doctor, nurse, secretary, apparently. I'm gonna just come behind your counter real quick to see if there's anything of value, since apparently nobody gives a shit what I do, 'cause Yeah.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
Oh?
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Because he's keeping
Rules are
secrets.
rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Not a problem if I can
Understood.
find them.
Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
I checked him as well.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing. They bring them up without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave.
Or bring him back downstairs.
Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
Their affliction is not our responsibility. You cannot save everybody, Doctor.
I can try. What's this?
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
A book for me. The file is strangely incomplete, and the details on the treatment is not given. It does not respect standard practices. Well, it's clues to myself, since I'm in my own mind. I gotta find a way to get to wherever he's hiding these records.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Okay. I'm glad I took the time to check those patients before I came through.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
This guy's waiting. This security guard is securiting. Fuller's
Let's hope I can
office.
go through the administration office.
We'll do what we can. Nobody. Boiler room.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Not yet. I'll go in administration in just a second.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk.
Are they talking shit about me? I don't know who I am.
Waiting to be
Colden, not me. Okay.
You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
Prescription for barbiturates signed by Dr. Fuller.
And just wait and see the next time the water's...
A book. This pseudoscientific work by Cesar Lombroso correlates an individual's morphology with the criminal predisposition. I haven't seen that word written out before. The seriousness of this study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader.
It's a real show.
I'm going to take a quick look through all the places I can and can't access here to see what I can find. This is administration office from another door. Before I go in, I'm a curious person. That's also to the administration office. And ventilation shafts I don't need to mess with. Men's bathroom.
Says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself.
Damn.
The water was once again shut off this morning.
Does it look like it's shut off?
Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Oh.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time.
I can fix that.
So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll fix your issue. Oh, yeah, I know this treatment. This is water treatment. They put you in these things and keep it so you can't get out of these. Latch you down and put you in them, and it's like a submersion treatment system. Alright. Back into the room I was in before.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Yeah, so I don't need to go further. Okay, so let's go get the key for the boiler room for her. I think that's it that I want to do extra for.
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Never mind. Let me just go directly into his office because apparently none of that shit matters right now. It's the only room I haven't checked anyway. Reference a book of medical sciences. Like a dictionary, this work references in alphabetical order all medical sciences known and practiced in modern world. For each of the entries, the major works and the names of the references authorities are listed. Am I really on another person's stats? Nope, I can't see my own stats. Okay. Feels like I could find these things later to my own purpose.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Apparently you're a bitch. And based on that little bit of conversation, you're a bitch.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
I don't know, but I'm going to see you next Tuesday.
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Oh! You trying to tell him I'm up in this business? Alright, thank you. Fuck me. Thank you. Now that makes sense. I was on the right track for things to do. I was just trying to do them too early. Get the key, go to the boiler room, cut off the water, makes her leave the area, then I can go into his room and search stuff. That makes more sense. And this is why I check everything before I do anything. Puzzles are a lot easier when you're fully aware of the situation. Key. Boom.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
She will. Kitchen. I don't think I've gone this way before. Double check. Hiding room.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That means the food is good enough to feed to the people who work here, unless he doesn't give a shit about the people who work here. Then you gotta worry. MIV'd.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
A storage room. Medicines and Secret Sciences. This very interesting book aimed at wide public demonstrates how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed, to a certain extent, to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of this century. So basically discounting all perfectly logical methods of doing stuff, but because they disagree with the ways, it is not. Where the fuck is this boiler room? Block A. Did I lose track of where it was that easily? There it is. No, let's cut off the valve.
I can't shut this
Damn
with
it.
my bare hands. I need a tool.
Find a tool. Would that be in the storage room? Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Did he leave a tool behind in the bathroom? Yes, he did. Ha-ha! He's not there anymore, so... Alright. Not too difficult. I'm glad I took that different path so I could see the different options there was available to me. Wrench it, although I don't see how this would be any easier. There. Water's shut off.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Now, theoretically, And realistically, I would need to put the key back so she doesn't know that I took the key in the first place. So I'm just going to make the attempt for realism. It doesn't matter. All right, cool. And then I'm going to go and speak to her about the water being down or check in administration right off the bat.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
Let's go get this corrected for you.
This, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch.
I'll take care of her for you.
Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
Well, you don't have to say shit, but alright.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Huh. Wait, where are you going? Oh, they're distracted. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go in there and get my shit done.
Last, the missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome.
Psychological study. A study of Stendhal syndrome.
Found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Yeah. A study of Stendhal syndrome, a particularly rare mental illness. Subjects display mental disorders linked to an exposure to works of art. Well, works of art can affect the mind. They act like that's not a thing.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Well, they should be all facing the same way. That was easy enough.
Files. I was right.
I didn't even have to try hard. Sarah Hawkins' interview. This cylinder is hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the many psychoanalysis sessions he submitted Sarah Hawkins to. Now, I'm not quite done searching, but that's alright. Apparently I am. Door's locked.
I should go another way.
Door's locked. Leave the door open because the door was open originally, and there's a cylinder for me to use back here. I guess I'm not done searching Fuller's office. What did I miss? Oh, he has his own audio phone. I'm a fucking idiot. Never mind. My mistake.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Sarah Hawkins' shoe. Here we go.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
He was doing stuff to her too, but he was allowing her into society.
Irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
Deep ones.
That I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings.
they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Is that where I'm gonna... Okay, finally I can look at this shoe.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
Partly burned shoe of Sarah Hawkins. Apparently, I went into reconstruction mode even though she doesn't have that ability by putting that thing in there, but that's alright. I'll accept it.
I must go back to the basement.
To the basement! Which I'm assuming is down the hallway that I wasn't able to look down before, which is this direction. I want to make it obvious that I was here. This is very familiar in the style of the place that was underneath the Hawkins house, the Hawkins residence. Which would imply that maybe I was losing my fucking mind as people were bringing me down here. Blood. Oh, hello. Shit.
Now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to
Oh,
discover.
Jesus. Well now, if this isn't present time, we have some real issues. I'm assuming this is happening in the present, as I was in her mind, using the fucking mind device from X-Men.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around.
Oh, it's Algernon.
Slowly.
I was looking for you.
Talk, filthy thief. I swear I'll shoot.
I'm not strong enough, and I'm not eloquent enough to do either of those.
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead.
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
I'm not enough of an occultist to answer that either. Jesus.
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
Sure.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
And that ends that chapter. Nope, that goes into a sequence. And gives me an achievement. Oh, there you go. That ends a chapter. Going into chapter 9, the book projected Pierce into the body of Dr. Colden. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experiments of Fuller, she got into his office and discovered that the director of the Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body of, Sarah Hawkins. But she was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late. Now, I've been doing this for about 3.5 hours, and I like to break my stuff up a little bit, so I'm probably going to let this load, but I'm more than likely not going to keep this stream going for today. I don't see why. I think I've got a few more chapters to go. Let me take a look, actually. That'd be a good question. How many chapters are in this game? How many chapters? Because if there's a bunch, then I'm definitely going to stop. Oh, lordy, come on. How many chapters are there? Just give me that. All right, cool. So we're about 2/3 of the way. Perfect. Which means in the next one, I'll probably get through the whole thing. Probably not. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I hope that you guys have been enjoying this. If you have, I will see you all in the next one, which will probably be tomorrow. Possibly tonight. Depends how I feel. Where we will continue this storyline. Hope you enjoyed and have a great day.